What is up, everybody? It's Joe from JLW Games coming at you with another cool video, and today we're going to be talking about 10 things in my wish list that I want to be added to Planet Coaster. Some of these might be, maybe more or less not very likely, and then some of them might be very likely. I don't have a very particular order when I name these off, so just keep that in mind. I didn't really want to make an order for them, so just kind of keep that in mind, and let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about, an Intamin Blitz Coaster. This is something that a lot of people are starting to want, and even though we can kind of make a Blitz Coaster already within the game, people want a full-on actual Blitz Coaster that you can add into the game. That actually has the exact correct trains and everything like that. Right now you can use the brightest and put the Intamin Accelerator Coaster, or the Strata rather, on trains on, and you got a pretty decent Intamin Blitz Coaster there. But a lot of people don't want that, including me. I want an actual Blitz Coaster, something that makes sense, where it has its own track, and it works very, very well. This would be a very good addition to the game, and I think it would be more or less something that would come in as a free addition, kind of like the F25 coaster that we just recently got. That would be awesome, and you can never say no to more and more coasters. We could always use more coasters within the game for sure. So next, coming up on my list is partnership with theme parks. So we've seen them actually do this in the past with Cedar Point and the Steel Vengeance creation, where we got some Cedar Point signs and we got the Steel Vengeance model with the actual Steel Vengeance trains, which was a very, very nice addition, very cool addition, I have to say. Like when you see an actual thing that's real and within the game, which is actually something that I really like seeing. So I hope they do something maybe more of this more often in the future. Maybe partner with Six Flags a little bit, or more with Cedar Fair, and then I would like to maybe see recreations of the parks and maybe some surprise new scenarios or something. I don't know, something like that, and then maybe have more things like that. Maybe we could get like a Copperhead Strike partnership, and I love seeing the signs that come with them, if you know what I mean. It's really cool. I was really shocked when I saw the Steel Vengeance thing, but it would definitely help the game, I think, build a bigger community, even though the community is already pretty big. I think it could help benefit the game a lot and get it a lot more attention. So I think that's something that I hope maybe Frontier looks into again. Again, this is not as unlikely as you think, because they've done it before with the Steel Vengeance update, and that was a really awesome update. I really enjoyed just getting Steel Vengeance, even though, the recreation in the game may have not been as good as some of the other users that have actually created it, but it was still kind of cool that we got the Steel Vengeance signs and Cedar Point signs, which could obviously help out a lot making recreations in the game as well. And it just really is a cool thing to see within the game as well, seeing actual stuff from actual parks in there. Like when Roller Coaster Tycoon 2 had that partnership with Six Flags, it was actually really cool to play scenarios of the Six Flags parks and stuff. That was actually one of my favorite things, is seeing actual parks within the game built in a way in that game. So I could definitely see it happening again. Will it happen? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. It might or not, but it would definitely be a cool thing to see. Next is more worlds or biomes within the game. This is something that I've kind of wanted more of. I like the worlds that are already in there, but I want to see different kinds of worlds, more like a city world where the parks may be surrounded by a city or something like that. That would be a cool biome. or in some way, shape, or form, I know this would be a little more unlikely, but create our own custom biomes, which when I say that, I don't mean like just let us change the terrain, but let us create the outside world as well. In some way, you know, that would be kind of neat, because you know, when you're building in Planet Coaster, it feels like you're building in the middle of nowhere. Like there's nothing even remotely close to this park, and that's one thing that I don't really care for. You know, some parks, yeah, they might be in the middle of nowhere, but sometimes I want to build my park inside a city or near a city. In the distance, you could see a city or something like that. So if they made like a city biome, I would be pretty happy. Just one more. Is it possible? Yeah, it's possible, but I don't know if they would be up to doing it or not. I would love to see them actually do it. But again, I don't know if it's going to be something they would even be remotely interested in doing. I mean, we've seen them add biomes before when, you know, like the Arctic one came out and everything like that. That was kind of neat. When that first came out, I guess. So we'll just have to wait and see, but this is one of the requests I have that I don't think people are requesting enough about this. So that is another one I would love to see. Next up is the toolkit item fixes. This is one that if maybe by the time you're watching this, maybe they already have it fixed, and I'm sure they are working on a fix, but they need to have this fixed. The toolkit items are unusable almost at this point, or you can use very few of them rather. And it's just kind of a shame, because I deleted most of my toolkit items. I don't have that many anymore, barely any, because it really kills the game's performance, unfortunately. And that's just kind of a big bummer, because it is such something that we've wanted in the game for a long time, is custom scenery or user-generated content, and now it's not really as usable as it should be. And that's kind of a little bit of a bummer, because I was looking so much for the Theme Maker's Toolkit when it first came out. I know I'm not going to be able to really build anything myself, but I was excited to see what the community came up with, because remember Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 Days with the user-generated content in that game. I thought it was going to be something very similar to that, which it is, and it's a lot better put together, but they need to work the bugs out, and I know they're working on it, but this is something that is just so critical right now. I think they need to get it done sooner rather than later. It needs to be their #1 priority rather than before doing anything else. They need to work on the Theme Maker's Toolkit and get it in a better working condition. I don't like complaining about the game, but this is a major issue that Frontier just cannot ignore, and they're not ignoring it, but they need to pay a lot of attention to it at the moment. So I think it will get fixed eventually, but until then, they need to focus on that right now, really, really soon. All right, coming up next is unlimited options on coasters. And when I say that, I'm thinking more of kind of no limits too, in a way. I want no limits on my rides. And one good example, I think, of this is, look at the Brightest coaster. This is the model that's inspired by the Gerstlauer Eurofighter in the game. So with the Gerstlauer Eurofighter in the game, you cannot be very custom on, you know, when you do a vertical lift hill with the drop. They did add, however, a custom lift hill where it doesn't have to be where the lift hill does not have to be vertical, and it's a little more of a regular lift hill. That's great, but you can't go vertical on it. You cannot build a vertical. Like, if you want me to build the support structure for this, so be it. I'm okay with that. Let us have no limits. Even when you disable coaster limits, it still has limits. When I disable coaster limits, I expect there to be no limits. I can do whatever I want with the track. If I want to make it stupid unrealistic, then so be it. That's what I want to do with it. So this is something I would definitely love to see in the game, with absolutely no coaster limits when you disable coaster limits. And that means I can make any coaster type have vertical lift hills, and then also expand across it. I want to see every single coaster type have the ability to have a launch, a lift, and maybe even someday have transfer tracks. You know, that's a different thing. But I would love to see different stuff like that, like disable coaster limits, and then it allows me to have every element, everything I ever wanted within the game. That's kind of what I really am kind of looking at. That's what I want to see in the game. Just so we can create anything we want. Because, you know, I've been wanting to make a mystery mine type ride, but to do that, I have to use the launches to do a vertical lift, because it has preset drops on the on that Gersauer Eurofighter. You know, you can't change the steepness of those drops. It automatically has them where they or automatically have them. I don't want that. I want something that I can completely customize, and this does not allow me to customize it, unfortunately. So I'm hoping that's something they maybe look at in the future, and I think it's possible. Will it happen? Who knows? But I have faith in Frontier that maybe, just maybe, they might do something like that so we can have some more customization. Coming up next is more custom support pieces. Now, this is something, you know, that's getting a little more picky, but as much as I love the custom supports that they unexpectedly added, I might add, during one of those updates, I was very happy that they added those. Like, that was the best part of that update, I think. Because now we can really do whatever we want with our coasters, make them look very, very nice, in my opinion, and make better coaster supports. Because an auto generator is not going to get the job done the way we need it if we're trying to create realistic builds. They're much better than previous games. It has the best auto-generated support system out there, but it's still not where it needs to be. There's still toothpicks. So with that being said, they added some custom supports, which is awesome, but there needs to be a couple more pieces in there. For instance, the only connectors they have for the track is B&M connectors. You know, which is great for creating B&M coasters, but what about the connectors for the rest of the rides? That's my question. What am I going to do for the rest of my coasters? I've had to be really creative with some of them. You know, that's the main thing, is the connectors as what's missing from the game. Everything else is pretty good. Maybe add a couple more footers, I don't know. But that's the main thing I have. And then have some custom wood supports as well would be kind of a cool thing, because people are doing custom wood supports these days. So why not? You know, really, why not? I think that would be a big upgrade to the game, to have just a couple more customizable pieces within the game. I mean, you know, it's not a big thing. I bet they could do it. Like, it's just a couple more pieces that they need to add connector-wise, you know, and it would be all set. So not a big thing there, but I would love to see a couple more custom support pieces. And this is a very unlikely one, and one that most likely will never happen. I would be absolutely amazed and very excited, though, if this did happen. Customized trains, where we can customize the trains ourselves and really do whatever we want with them. So this is a feature that I believe like Theme Park Studio had. Yeah, Theme Park Studio. That game's not relevant anymore. I used to play a lot of it, and it really got me started on YouTube and Twitch when I first started playing that. Because I originally thought that was going to be this original successor to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. But it had customizable trains, and it was actually kind of cool. Like, I don't think it's necessarily gonna happen. It's not the #1 thing on my list, but imagine if we can make every train customized and, you know, just have a ton of different presets. Even if we had like multiple different themed trains for each ride, that would be an upgrade. I think that would be kind of cool even. But I don't think it's going to be likely. I think we're going to be stuck with the trains that are already on there. But this would be a very, very interesting concept. Would it be even possible in the game? I don't know what the limitations are in the game, so that would be kind of an issue, possibly, quite possibly. But because they would have to really overhaul the game and make some big changes to make that even happen. So we'll have to see later on with that. But I think it is definitely possible. Very unlikely, but it's possible. All right, next is one of the most requested things I think people want, and that is a Heartline option. This is something that Frontier really needs to add. And when I say really needs to add, I mean really, really needs to add. This is something that everyone wants, especially if you're more of a realistic kind of builder like me, where I want realistic builds. That's what I do. I try to make everything as realistic as possible. Am I the best at it? Probably not. But it would definitely make the game much better. Because this is something everyone's been whining about. Everyone's been crying to Frontier saying, hey, this is needed. And when I smooth something out, it completely takes my heartline that I attempted to make, and people want that heartlining in there. People want to see the heartlining within their coasters. And will it happen? I don't know. I don't know if it will happen. I feel like it's gonna take some time to get right. Maybe Frontier is really trying to work on something to make it right. It might take some time to get it there. It quite possibly could, you know, I don't know. But I think it's something that is one of the most likely things that they are doing. I think they've been improving the smooth tool lately throughout the updates, and a lot of people can see it. They did something to improve it. I think they're working really hard on trying to create something that works well within the game, smoothing wise. Maybe a continuous roll. People keep saying they snuck in continuous roll. I don't think that's true. I think I've never noticed anything like that. Every time I smooth the game or smooth something out, when I try to heartline something, it just takes the heartline out still. So I don't think they've done anything in that regards, but I think it's improving. Like, it's better than what it was for sure a long time ago. Like, the coaster builder has definitely gotten better when it comes to smoothing. I think this is a likely thing that might come to the game, but we will just have to kind of wait and see on this one overall, because we don't actually know. We just got, again, it's just kind of one of those wait and see things, but I think it's something that will come to the game eventually, because it's one of the most highly requested things right now in the game, is to have some heartlining inside it. So I think it's coming. Just stay patient, guys, but it's something that they're looking at, but it just takes some time to figure out overall. So because they're going to have to do an overhaul of how the smoothing works in the game, and that's going to be a big change if they do. So it's not something they can just do overnight. So just give them time, and I think they will eventually get this within the game. So next is a couple of coaster requests that I've always wanted, and number 2 is RMC Raptor, or this is the next one, RMC Raptor. We have the T-Rex in the game, so why not an RMC Raptor? I think this would be a huge addition. Like, I think a lot of people want to see an RMC Raptor within the game. I know I do. It would be a very nice addition for sure. And since we already have the T-Rex, Parkitect has an RMC T-Raptor in theirs. So why not Planet Coaster? Planet Coaster just needs that RMC Raptor. It's just plain and simple. It is a ride that exists in real life, but does not exist. That exists in real life, but we don't have it. But we have the ride that doesn't exist by RMC just yet. It will, but the RMC T-Rex is in the game, and we don't have. We have that in the game, but we don't have a ride that actually exists. You know, that's just kind of weird to me. But I think I think it's a huge possibility for this to come to the game. I think it really is a big possibility, like one of the more likely coasters to come, and I hope it does happen. Like, I think a lot of people are requesting it as well. So an RMC Raptor, I think, if not the next coaster, I think it will be very, very much in the future of the game. So just keep that in mind, and I think we're gonna get it, guys. Just a little bit longer waiting, and I think it will come in. Planet Coaster updates the game regularly, so it's nice to see that, either with its, even if it's with DLC, etc. They're doing stuff constantly. So RMC Raptor, definitely be on the lookout for that. I bet it will come to the game, and that's one of my requested coasters for this title. All right, next is another coaster request for and this is my final thing on this list for now. There's many things out there. There really are that we could want added to the game, but this is just some of the stuff I had on the list. There's still more on there when it comes to like flat rides and stuff. There's still stuff on there that I would like to see added as well, but this is just, again, just some of the stuff. So my final thing is a Mach Extreme spinning coaster. So we got the Mach coaster finally in the game. Finally. That's incredible. You know, we got it in the game, but what we need is that extreme spinner. Trust me. Like, I don't know how many people are actually requesting for this. You know, there's only one in existence right now with Time Traveler at Silver Dollar City. And, you know, I might be a little biased, but that's what I think the game needs. Yes, it will help me with my Silver Dollar City recreation, but, you know, that's one thing. But, I really love this coaster type so much, and, I don't know how much we're going to see of it in the future by Mach, but, it is one of the most requested by me. I want a Mach Extreme spinning coaster within this game. Imagine being able to create a spinning coaster that can invert, that can have multiple launches, that you can pretty much do anything with the normal coaster, but have a spinning train on it. We already got the Mach multi-launch. I agree that should have came first, and it did. So now what's next? Get that Mach Extreme spinner in. It's different enough from the rest of the coasters. I think it's definitely a very big possibility, and I think it's something we could see inside the game. I would love to hear what you guys think on your list of what do you think is going to be added to Planet Coaster in the future. What's going to be next? What is your most highly requested coaster in the game? Your most requested everything in the game. I want to know. Let me know down in the comments section down below. This is some of my most requested stuff. Again, it wasn't in no particular order, but I'm very excited to see what Frontier comes with next. We got our B&M sit down now, so I think we'll definitely see some more down the line in the future, as long as they keep focusing on rides and gameplay. So anyways, that's about all I have for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to join the Discord, links in the description. I have a Discord where we have coaster discussion. We discuss Planet Coaster, and you get to see a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff behind the YouTube and Twitch channel. Go follow me on Twitch. I live stream Planet Coaster all the time, nearly every day. It is currently off season, so I've been live streaming every day lately. Go follow me on Twitch if you want to see daily live streams at the moment. And anyways, that's about it. Comment, like, and subscribe for more amazing content like this, guys. And I will see you guys next time. Have a great day and an even cooler tomorrow. Thanks so much, and goodbye.